So, what do we have here?
Well, a week ago we bought a 2007 C230 for $3 grand, and about a few days later the engine light came on. Yeah. So I think they probably cleared the codes before they sold it to us. But they had a P0025 and a P0022, and that's usually for the cam adjuster magnets. So we're gonna get to doing that. And there's a P2006, and that's for the intake runner that is stuck. And it's common on these cars that there's a little arm that opens the left and right side and it snaps. So we'll go in there and see if that's the problem.
Really, it snaps?
Because it's made of plastic, so hot and cold, and this has 185,000 miles.
Ooh, so. Okay, alright. So how long is this going to take us, you think, if everything works right? Because it never does, ever.
I'd hope an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max.
Okay, so this looks like it's going to be about a 2-hour project. Probably 3 if, you know, stuff doesn't want to come off. And we're just going to take you along for the ride. Hopefully, you know, we can show you how to save some money. Because this is, what, a $2,000 job? Something like that?
Yeah, on Mercedes, they don't sell the arms separate, so you have to buy the whole intake manifold, and that's like $1,500. And it's got to be at least $1 grand for the maintenance, so, you know. And the same for the cam adjuster magnets. It's probably like 500 parts and labor to the dealership, so. And I got all the parts for $180.
There you go. So, we're going to get on it now.
So, the cam adjuster magnets are right here. I already replaced these two because they're simple to get to. But these over here, by the book, you're supposed to move the oil cooler and the power steering reservoir to get to these. But at the dealership, we were able to kind of squeeze it out. So I'm gonna try to do the same, but I don't have the same tools they had, so we'll see how that works out. Alright, so I'm going to clean all this gunk off so when I pull the magnets on there, it won't, dirt won't fall on the engine. And all you do is you just stick a flathead and pop this little tab up, and then it comes off just like that. So some of these cam magnets, they leak from the inside into the harness, and as you see here, yeah, it's leaking through it, and sometimes it leaks all the way through the wires, goes through the wiring harness and goes all the way to the computer and destroys everything. Now they had a recall for it, but you know, this one doesn't have that recall going for it, so we have to take it to the dealer to get that fixed. The dealership has a recall, and it's just like a long connector, so the oil leaks out of the harness instead of going through all the wires and stuff. And if you don't have the recall, it's like $2, $3 to buy. You should buy 4 of them.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm probably gonna get that for her. Got that bolt.
There's your two, your old one, and your new one. What are we doing now? We just finished doing the
Cam magnets.
Alright.
So now I'm gonna disconnect the battery just to be safe because we're unplugging everything. I had to move the airbox, the computer, all the bolts that are holding down the harness, move that out the way. Gotta move out the MAF sensor and the throttle body. And then there's 4 bolts on both sides of the manifold. And we have to release the fuel pressure. And it should come out. I found some oil within the harness that connects to the computer, so I guess the oil from the cam magnets worked their way all the way almost to the computer. So I replaced that right on time. So you see this little arm right here? When I move it, it should snap back, but I'm able to just move it with my finger and it's not doing anything. So I'm closing and opening the runners when it should be spring loaded. It's only a hate about Mercedes things. It's so scary taking these off. So now, I'm gonna go right here and release the fuel pressure. And it's just like, you know, valve stem. So right now, I'm taking the fuel line off.
So it seems like this is going pretty smoothly.
Yeah, can't wait to live days like this, where, you know, you have an estimated time of how long it's going to take, and it actually takes that amount of time. Like with my Nissan, everything bolts break and nothing comes apart the way it's supposed to. But it always works on a Mercedes, at least for me it does. And I can tell by how everything's rewired, like it's not really neat. So I know someone's been in here before and they've been rerunning everything in various places, and even with it being like that, I can still work on the car comfortably and not have no issues. I'm trying to free up the harness because it's a bolt under here, but the harness is tucked under the fuel rail, and the only way to get it out is to move this bracket, which is these two bolts right here on the side. Knock these two bolts out, the bracket comes off, then you can move the harness up.
So, oops. What we had to do is move this pump out the way because there's a hose that feeds into the front of the manifold, and where these little vacuum hoses are. And we had to also remove the bracket. Oops. Come on back. We had to move the bracket that holds it on and holds it in place. It's just easier to move that bracket out of the way.
Alright, so this moves up and down, moving these arms. So what happened, oh, it did break.
Oh.
The nipple snapped off. So these were shut, they were stuck closed. They weren't able to operate no more.
And what does that do again?
It opens up the runners. If you, I don't know if we can shine the light. Down here, you can see it at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
I want you to see the bottom because, okay, see, this is the left and right side of the motor. There's flaps right here, and this opens and closes the flaps for air to go into the motor.
And it was trying to run with those closed?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Hey, you can see the intake valves. Okay, I ordered these off of Parts Geek for $73. Warning label, cancer and reproductive harm. So each arm has a little ball that pops into place. So we pop this one out, pop that one out. Now we just need to break this middle nut. Alright, that's simple. That's a problem.
Yeah. Plastic makes things cheap. Makes them have to repair them too, though.
Snap that on.
Oops, sorry about that. Alright, so what you about to do?
Got to start it up and make sure there's no leaks, or make sure it's running right, no engine light.
slow.
Right.
It's like, how fast are you going? 37. No, I'm just kidding.
Basically.
Well, I hope you found this video helpful if you had this problem, and if not, just hope you just enjoyed hanging out with us. Until the next time, the Revving out.